Rating and ranking the conferences right here, the voice of college football. Please like the video, share these videos out on social media. If you know other people who love college football just as much as we do, and they're nerds and geeks that want to talk about things like ratings and rankings, then bring them in. Best discussion, debate, and analysis of college football because of your contribution. And of course, subscribe, hit that bell for the notifications to know when we go live. This has been our off-season project each and every year going back, I don't know how many years. So if you would look at previous seasons, you would see that the way we rank the conferences is based solely on the results on the field. It's not based on recruiting rankings or an eyeball test or anything else. Based solely on the results on the field between the Power 5 conferences. And we have solely ranked the Power 5 conferences in the past. Well, how have we done that? Not just by saying, well, the SEC is 11-5 non-conference and the ACC is 6-10. Therefore, the SEC must be better than the ACC. No, you have to take the results on the field and the performance on the field into context. If Alabama beats Clemson, that is a monumental win. That's a huge win that should be weighted heavily. Let's say in a normal year, that would be the number one seed in the SEC against the number one seed in the ACC. As opposed to Alabama beat Duke. They beat Duke a few years ago. Well, how much do we weight that game? Well, we still have to give credit to Alabama and the SEC, but not nearly as much credit as if they beat one of the best teams. So we came up with a ranking system based on the seedings in each conference. So we seeded the teams, not based on my opinion, but based on the actual league standings. The Big Ten, the ACC, and the SEC 1 through 14. The Pac-12 1 through 12, and the Big 12 1 through 10. And then we adjusted for the varying sizes of the conferences, and then we put each game into context. So if a fifth-place team in the Big 10 beat a fifth-place team in the Pac-12, then those teams should be considered equal. Therefore, that game was given a certain weight. But let's say an eighth-place team beat a second-place team, well, that should be given more weight as a more significant victory because that should be unexpected, and that should be to the credit of that particular team in conference winning as an eighth-place team over a second-place team. Likewise, those points are taken away from the losing conferences. So we put together that system in previous seasons, and it worked very well and was well received. However, I would like to rank all the conferences. We've got a situation now with the Pac-12 looking awful on the field, not based on perception, based on the results on the field and the performance on the field. I would like to see if the American Conference, possibly maybe the Mountain West, are just as good, if not better, than the Pac-12 in particular. So I'm ranking all the conferences this particular offseason, and the way we're going to do it is use our 1 through 130 rankings. Therefore, there are 130 teams in the FBS. Okay. We are considering a like-seeded game to be worth 130 points to the winner and a negative 130 to the loser in the losing conference. So let's say you are the 50th ranked team in the country and you beat the 51st ranked team in the country because you can't have two teams with the same ranking, so it can't be exact. But if number 50 beats number 51, that's worth 130 points minus 1 point because the team that won the game at number 50 is one slot higher than number 51. So we take off 1 point and then award that team in that conference 129 points. So if you follow me, if the number one team in the country beats the number 130 team in the country, then they only earn 1 point because Georgia should beat the worst team in the country, UConn. So there shouldn't be much credit given, although the game was played, and there should be some credit given, but not a heck of a whole lot to Georgia defeating UConn. So 1 point would go to the SEC and to Georgia. So we're going to play this out. We're going to go through the rankings. We're also going to give you the record of each conference against the other conferences, against the Group of Five, and against the FCS, and put it into context again with a point system that is going to display which conference maybe isn't necessarily the best conference, but which conference played the best in 2021, who was number 2, number 3, all the way through to number 10. Give me your thoughts down below in the comment section. We'll get started very soon with the Pac-12. Kick it in right here at the Voice of College Football, and we'll see you next time with the Pac-12.